Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday Night Truck League. My name is Noah Walter, and I'm joined up in the booth tonight by Lucas Strayer.
Hi. Happy to be here. Hopefully, I can be here a couple more times this year when I'm not driving this league.
Awesome. I would love to have you up here. It is going to be exciting to finally have someone up here with me once again, here, especially in the Tuesday Night Truck League, where we see a constant amount of good racing. We are here at New Hampshire for the first time, and I am excited to see how these guys are going to be handling the 101 laps here at this 1 mile short track. Short banking, old speedway. I've actually been here in real life, too. Interesting place. So, with that, I can't wait to get underway, and we only have about a minute in qualifying left. What are your thoughts so far on this qualifying run there, Strayer?
You're seeing the normal suspects at the front. Derek Stanley put down a great lap. Sean Howe always is pretty fast. But I think we got some sleeper picks today of Mitchell Muma, Derek Stanley, and Jeremy Jones. Those guys love racing short tracks. I always see them running fixed modified races. Like, this is their bread and butter track. I think they're going to shake it up today.
Absolutely, I believe they are. We've seen a lot of these guys, especially on tracks like Rockingham, which comes up to mind. These guys are able to really put on a good show. Derek Stanley in particular, and over the last couple, races the season so far, we've seen a lot of these guys starting to be really big contenders, trying to get into the race lead, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do tonight.
Yeah, especially shout out to Derek Stanley. Since we started this league, I progressively seen him more and more in the front each week. I'm waiting for him to break out and get a win soon enough. There's a couple guys knocking on the door, and one of these days, the door is going to open up for them.
It absolutely is, and honestly, actually has pretty good implications on the teams as well. So it's going to be a competitive season all throughout this entire time, and we're only just getting started, really. So with that, we have just completed qualifying, and we're now going to be going to the grid. So give us one moment, and let's go ahead and go to the grid. All right, so on the grid, starting on pole position in the inside lane is going to be the number 15 of Alex Bell. On his outside in second position is the 26 of Derek Stanley. In the second row, inside lane is going to go to the 38 of Sean Howell. On his outside is going to be the number 30 of Mitchell Muma. Then in fifth position in the inside lane, that is going to be the number 29 of Doug Newbigging. And then on his outside is going to be the number 81 of Jeremy Jones. Fourth row inside lane is going to go to the 48 of Quinn Gingrich, and then in eighth on the outside is going to be Ben McDonald. In ninth position in the inside lane, that is going to be Andrew Nichols. On his outside is going to be the number 55 in his first start here in the Tuesday Night Truck League for this season, Jeffrey Belk. Sixth row inside lane is going to go to the number 20 of Brady Floyd, and then in 12th position is going to go to Alex Forget. Then in row 7 on the inside lane, that's going to be the league leader there, Brett Murphy, and on his outside is going to be Bradley Brandon. And you're seeing Strayer there, but that's just to make sure everything goes smoothly here tonight. And then finally bring up the rear of the field is going to be the number 21 of Jacob McMillan. We have a great field here tonight at New Hampshire, and we're only just getting started here at this race.
Yeah, we got one more pace lap, and we're going to go green. I can't wait to see it. These guys, I've been watching them in practice. Cars are getting a little slick after about 5 laps, so I'm going to wait. After a couple laps, we're going to see these guys slide around and see who has the best throttle control off the corner and see who can really pedal it down and accelerate right to the front.
For sure. That's one of the things about New Hampshire here is that it is so flat. I mean, even compared to tracks like Martinsville, New Hampshire is just like a flat oval. You have almost no banking in the turns, and it makes everything a lot more difficult, not only on those tires, but the drivers too have to really wheel it around. So seeing what they can do is going to make this that much more fun. But here tonight, I want to give a big thank you to TNT, that is going to be the Tuesday Night Trucks presented by NS Service, for giving us such fantastic racing, and make sure you go ahead and join them today so that you can be part of the great crew they have out here.
Yeah, I mean, race last year, race winner here. These guys are competitive as can be. I mean, I have over a 4,000 I rating, and I struggle to beat some of these guys every week. And even better yet, there's some of these guys that make such huge surprises. Like, how about Alex? I think he has a I rating of maybe like 2K, and he was able to beat someone on the pro circuit with Brandon Huff, an ex-Coke driver. Like, you never know what these guys can give.
Absolutely. It is truly impressive what they can do behind the wheels of these trucks, and it's great to see such a competitive league out here on iRacing. That's free to join. You know, that's the best part about it. It's free to join, it's free to race, and everybody has a great time as it's a great community. But with that, we are now going to be watching the pace car as it comes out of turn number 4 and pulls off to the side, going down pit road, and we follow along with the number 15 of Alex Bell as we hit the green flag, and away we go here at the TNT 101, presented by NS Service. Watching all these... Please go ahead. Huge wreck!
Crash.
Oh, goodness. All right, turn number 1.
I saw that going in. Mitch, he got a little loose. I think he had a little contact, and he just overcorrected into the wall, and then just everyone stacked up behind.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is what happens when you start hyping up a whole league and stuff. All of a sudden, it's turn number 1. I promise they're not like this.
Yeah. Well, let's watch this replay. I think I saw a little contact between Quinn and Mitch right there. We'll have to see.
So we're following with the number 30 there of Mitchell Muma. Doug blocks, and it looks like a tiny bit of... Whoa. Let's go. I hate to rewind right there on stream, but we can see that a little bit more closely there. The car just snaps out from underneath him. I'm not sure if that's wheel spin or net code or something, but that is a very weird drive. So that sends Mitchell into the wall, who absolutely just destroys Jeremy there and Ben. Looks like Quinn was able to get himself straightened out there in that 48, but it's going to get them a little bit of trouble there.
I feel bad for this. Like, you had Mitch and Jeremy. I was hyping them up as they were going to be all-stars for this race, and we have 2 of them already crash at turn 1. I mean, thank goodness we got that fast repair. They'll both be able to get back out there, but we're going to have to see them cut through the field today.
They absolutely are going to have to, because it is going to be a competitive battle back out to the front, and your drivers that have not had to take this fast repair are going to be at an advantage. They don't have to worry about this kind of damage going in.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a big thing whenever you can avoid using your fast repair as early as possible and save it just in case. You never know when someone's going to wreck in front of you, you're going to have to check up, or just you you accelerate too hard off the corner and you hit the wall.
For sure. Let's go and bring up our current pole sitter. That is going to be Alex Bell.
Alex Bell, you got us?
Good forward, buddy. How's it going?
We're doing well up here, and it is good to see you out towards the front. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling good. No dominant car. Really easy racing here. His first 4 laps behind this iRacing pace car, but got the qualifying nailed down. The series pretty good. 2 poles in a row. Just hopefully we can transfer that over to race speed and we can hold these boys off.
That makes a lot of sense to me. What do you think about a track like New Hampshire here? I mean, it's such a flat track. You got a good truck, and I mean, you got to put on a good show for everybody, right?
Yeah, definitely. We're at a really weird place with the setup here at New Hampshire. The RPMs in the middle of the turn are so low, so it's almost like if you're debating if you want to shift to get more speed, but if you shift, it gives you a lot more wheel spin up off the corners. So longer the run goes on, I'm sure that'll come into play, and I'm sure that'll make for some excitement here at the Magic Mile.
I'm sure it will. Please, Trey, go ahead.
Sorry. Are you a little worried about any of that wheel spin? I know, like, any wheel spin with this tire model just shreds those tires. Are you a little worried about, like, once you get one slip in, then you just know it's going to compound and compound as you keep going?
Yeah, you know, in practice at least, the longer we went, we didn't really get much wheel spin up off the turns unless you were shifting. So I might stay away from that just to save the rear tires and save a little bit of gas. Not sure about the restarts, though, on heat cycle tires. Hopefully that doesn't go bad. But I don't think wheel spin should be too big of an issue. This setup seems to be pretty good this week.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to give you a chance right here to thank your sponsors, and we're going to have to let you go so you can go and put on a good show for everybody.
And thank you to the Diecast dude. Be sure to give him a follow on Twitter. He's the man. Good job, Keith.
All right, well, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you, boys. Have a good one.
All right, well, with that has been our first pace laps. Let's hope these guys can hold it together a little bit more here. We know that they're certainly capable of it, so I think we're going to be in for a good show as soon as they can get this wheel spin under control. I think the temperature is a little bit low, isn't it, today? On track?
Yeah, right now it looks like temperature is 66 degrees with only a track temperature of 89. That is freezing for these cars.
Absolutely. It's going to make things that much harder as we see the pace car pull off for the second time here at the Tuesday Night Truck League TNT 101, and we're off in green flag. Away we go. Alex Bell off to a great start already. He's got Derek Stanley behind as they enter turn number 1. Oh, look at that. Much better entry this time. A little bit of three-wide action we saw for there for just a second as we got some great side-by-side racing going down the backstretch.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Sean. It looked like he just didn't get the start he wanted. He dropped back a little bit, but he was able to power off and pass Derek, and he's going to go after the chase for Bell. Oh, we got 55 riding really high in that corner.
That's going to be Jeffrey Belk in his first start here with the TNT Season 2. Actually, I know Jeff pretty well there. He races in one of the other series we have here on twitch.tv/4cloak in the CASCAR series. And from what I understand with him in New Hampshire, it's a love-hate relationship. So riding up in that top lane is going to be his favorite place to be for right now to save tires and try to make it somewhere going forward. But we're going to see how he's going to handle it with these fantastic racers we got here, especially as we've got guys like Sean Howell and Alex Bell currently trying to run away with this thing as fast as possible.
Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of a bottleneck with Derek Stanley up the front. Knowing him as driving with him a lot, he likes to save his tires, so I think he's just trying to hold back the reins. But unfortunately, Doug and Brady want to go, and I think they're going to be jumping at him any chance to get here soon enough.
Brady Floyd there in that number 53 truck. It's supposed to be the 20 truck, Brady. Anyway, he's in that truck right now, and you can see him trying to take that a little bit more of an inside lane to get somewhere. We know Brady can be pretty aggressive behind the wheel, but right now he's doing a fantastic job of keeping it under control, and maybe can put on a good show for us here tonight as he's trying to catch up right now to Jeffrey Belk there and Doug Newbigging, where Doug is still in his first season here in the TNT League and is currently trying to chase down, I think, for a championship at this rate.
Yeah, Doug has done a great job. I've raced with him in fixed races. He's a fantastic driver. He's really got a smart head on his shoulders. I think he's doing the same strategy as saving tires. I think he had a winning strategy at Nashville last week, but unfortunately cautions didn't fall, so we'll have to see what he's planning today. I expect him up the front soon enough.
Absolutely. Him and that number 29 Track Racer Chevrolet are going to be doing great here tonight. Hopping a little bit further down the field, we can see some of our other guys we got here. Let's hop back to the number 64, Brett Murphy. See how he's doing right now in his Ford F-150. He's chasing down Bradley Brandon there in that 95.
Well, he's got his home track here today, so he wants to put on a show for the home fans, but I don't know. This was a track he loves. He's been here multiple times. Hopefully he has that hometown magic and he can show everyone up how to run.
Hey, that hometown magic, sometimes it can really make something happen, that is for sure. But sometimes it really can be a little bit of a hindrance, too, if it's not your forte. I know Brett is someone that is a little bit all over the place when it comes to performance here. Not to say that he's a bad driver, not at all. He is impressive. But sometimes certain drivers lean towards, mile and a half as their tracks, or maybe even super speedways. So we're going to have to see how Brett is going to be able to handle this short track, especially a flat track like this one.
Yeah, some drivers are just hit or misses. You never know what you're going to get. Brett especially, I can't never tell what kind of track he favorites. It seems like some weeks he's running up front trying to get a stage win, and some races it's not coming together for him. But hey, he's making a pass right now, looking like it's clicking right now, but we'll have to see as the race continues.
Absolutely. We're going to hop back even a little bit further now to certainly someone that I know near and dear right now who is having a bit of a rough season. That's going to be number 81 at Jeremy Jones. We saw him in second place in my first stream here with TNT last season at the Dirt Derby at Eldora, and he had amazing luck and was almost able to secure a win. It was by a hair that he didn't get it, but he's had such a rough season so far, involved in so many accidents, not his fault. He's running currently one lap down, trying to do whatever he can to come back after this one.
Yeah, I was surprised. I saw him in the pits. He was repairing damage. He was trying to save his fast repair. I think he's counting on that lap 35 stage break to get him back up there, but hopefully the damage isn't hurting him too much. He might be just riding, or maybe he's quickly learning that he needs to take that fast repair, but his truck looks pretty well.
Yeah, he definitely has a good handle on it, and it looks like right now he's trying really hard to stay in the draft behind there, Alex Forget. You know, you think about it, and short tracks even though the draft really isn't as important, it is still something you actually have to consider. You know, taking that air off of somebody can really mess them up going into the corners. We see that a lot at places like Michigan where, you know, the draft is important but not crucial, and then all of a sudden you mess up their corner, they're gone. So keeping an eye on that is going to be very key for right now, and if they can hold it together, they're going to have a great race.
Well, I hate to cut you off there, but we got a fantastic battle for the lead going on right now. Sean Howell and Alex Bell have gone together a couple times, but both of them got a little side damage to them, but it's heating up. This is the battle we've wanted all day, and we've got it right here for you folks.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and follow along with that now. As we see Sean Howell diving there on the inside, trying to see if he can make a move there. It looks like that bottom lane is definitely working out for him so far, but it's that run that you get off of the exit and the high line that is going to be allowing Alex Bell to keep the lead for right now. Watching this battle going into turn number 3, we see a little bit of wheel spin there, locking up the brakes there with Sean Howell. He's got that thing under control, though, and he's progressing. He's almost got it. He's got to throw the block if he wants a position. He does. He moves him to the outside, and that's Alex Belks in the wall. As Derek Stanley comes up.
Bell, he's just overdriving it, I think, a little bit right now. I think he wasted a little bit of his tires in the beginning. I think he's trying to hang on, but as a driver, you just have that compelling. Whenever someone's beside you, just want to get to the gas a little bit earlier. And unfortunately, I think he got a little too early, touched the wall a bit, but you can see him right now. He's diving in there. He wants to fight back. He wants that lead back from Sean.
Absolutely. You see tracks like this, it's single file, but this is not boring kind of racing like everyone thinks single file racing is. We're having a huge battle right now. We see the number 29 there of Doug Newbegin coming up alongside Belk. He's got it. Absolutely just rockets by him. I think Belk wanted to make sure he got by it, but now they're going to have a battle going down the backstretch as soon as they leave turn number 2 there. Looks like that position just was not right for either one of them.
The old crossover. It's an old-fashioned move. It still works today. Belk is trying his best. He lay it off, let him go underneath, but I think Belk's fighting back, but I don't know. We saw Sean make that move on the inside line, but I don't think the inside line's enough more in yet or something like that. I'm kind of surprised the high line's this strong, but also shows what kind of a car that Sean Howell has to make that pass on the bottom for the lead at that, no less.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of a chance here to follow along on the inside of one of these guys and see what it's like to be behind the wheel of one of these trucks at the Magic Mile. We head on inside here with Belk, and we are with the onboard courtesy here of Four Cloak Media as we catch up to Doug Newbegin there, trying to see if we can get around and make something happen. But you can see just what kind of a challenge it is to wheel this thing around. You got to control that throttle. You can see those RPMs build up, and you're going to watch him slam on his brakes up here real soon to try to get as much speed into the corner as possible.
Yeah, look at this. I'm getting a little concerned with how much he's turning. I'm a little afraid he might be overheating that right front a bit. Usually you want to try to aim for the post, because right there, have your tape right about there, and if you turn beyond that, you might be cooking the tire a little too much. So I'm a little worried he may overheat him and fall off here as the cycle keeps continuing.
Absolutely. I appreciate your advice there, to our drivers out there watching, so you can get some really good insight on what it's like, not only behind the wheel, but some, good advice to make sure you have, your tires continue. This is stuff to listen to, folks, especially for someone like you, Strayer, who's actually got a decent I rating.
I can thank Talladega and restrictor plate races for that. Hey, I got to 35 with that little bonus, but hey, it's fun. The top split guys are a lot of fun to race with. It's what everyone wants to do. They want to race against the best, and you learn so much. I've only been on service about 2 years. I know so much. And look at this battle we got back here. Jeremy Jones dove it in there on Brady. I don't know if Brady's saving his stuff, but Jeremy Jones, he might be a lap down, but he's going to try to unlap himself the hard way here.
It definitely sure does look like it, especially right now as we're watching along with Brett Murphy there, as he was able to get around Brady. I think Brady is having an issue right now. He's definitely a lot slower. I think his tires are a bit cooked. We're 20 laps in, and that is plenty of time for these tires to be in a bad spot. As we see Ben McDonald into the wall, almost taking out Alex Forget there. Very close. They got to be careful of that. You don't want anything like that happening to you. That is for sure. As Jacob McMillan launches by there, that number 21 machine. Seeing a bit more of a battle there as we look a little further back. Quinn Gingrich there trying to get around Andrew Nichols there in the 48 Lowe's truck.
Yeah, sorry for that pause there. I heard from radio contact that Ben got neck coated into the wall off Brady. That was not him getting back a little bit. It's just neck coat's been terrible today. We saw that in the first crash. Now we see Ben get destroyed almost from it. Just, man, I don't know what's up with the neck coat today.
I don't know. Sometimes it can just... we just had a pretty big update come to iRacing. I think tomorrow they're actually putting in a pretty decent patch, so hopefully that should help fix some things. But it seems like Ben is really having a tough race, so far today. I know he's not feeling great. He already, messaged me before the race saying not to bring him up unless he gets a stage win or a top 3, because he's not feeling good. And then, his truck gets damaged in the first accident, and now he gets neck coated into the wall. It's not a great race there for Ben McDonald, and not really his fault either. That's just the bad luck of racing that comes sometimes.
The neck code giveth, the neck code taketh away. You have races where you'll get through a crash while hitting every car and you have no damage, and then you have times like this where you're not even near someone, you'll get sent around. But something you gotta deal with. But I think with these two incidents being huge neck code, you're gonna see these drivers give each other lots of room today. They don't want to be the next one to be neck coded into the wall or into each other.
You know what? This just made me think about something about how these guys race each other. I would say most of the time, everybody here never gives each other an inch, but always gives each other a mile at the same time. It's respectful racing, but you always want to race them hard too, and that's the kind of good stuff we'd like to see. You know, it makes things interesting, but it makes the off-track incidents a lot more, tolerable because everyone is a big fan of each other.
Yeah, this kind of racing, I will be racing with someone and they'll pinch me down, and I will be like, oh, I wish they could give me a little bit more room, but they'll complete the pass. But I've never had anyone just beat my bumper off trying to move me out of the way. Every racing is when they get behind each other, they give each other respectful room. No one wants to accidentally turn each other. But when they're side by side, man, you can not even put a paper between us.
Absolutely, and that's the best part about this league. It's just seeing the absolute competitiveness out of everybody, and I think some of it really does come from that extremely high I rating. I think tonight we definitely have an average above, maybe around 3.2. That's about looking right. Wow. I mean, that's just kind of the stuff you have to consider. A 3.2K I rating league field, like that is just incredible. As we're seeing Derek Stanley there on the inside of Alex Bell trying to get around there in that Monster Energy Toyota Tundra. He's almost got the pass done. He's just got to get down this straight and make sure he breaks well into this corner. And you can see him now trying to go in. He's got to hold on to that wheel spin and not slide up the track too much, but it looks like Alex Bell is also in a pretty good spot. Derek Stanley has completed the pass, though. We've got to watch for the crossover. We look down to the 15. He does not have the pace to make it. Derek Stanley up into second.
Yeah, it's just, even without the I rating, there's a ton of guys in here with lower I ratings that I've seen incredible speed out of. Like, I know there's some people that just don't run many fixed races. They just like racing these leagues. Even if their I rating's a little low, there's some incredibly talented drivers in this league that surprised me to this day that their I rating is only that low, and they will show up, me and Sean, who are both well over 4,000.
Exactly. I mean, that's just the awesome stuff to see. As we follow along with Sean Howell right now, we hop back up to the lead. He was the last season champion, and it really shows the kind of pace he's got so far, even this season. But he's got to make sure he holds on to it, and he can't get overconfident, and he doesn't really want a championship hangover either, to end up in a position where he just loses out again.
Well, if you remember last year, he only won by, I think, 3 points over Brandon Howe, so this year he's coming back. He wants to win it probably by even a bigger margin, but he knows Bell is one quick guy. So I think these first couple races he's just seizing up to see what Bell can do, see how he races, and I think when we get to the playoffs, I think we're going to see Bell and Sean Howell bring their A game to try to get a championship this year.
Absolutely. We're watching right now with second position. I just saw a bit of action coming out of Derek Stanley. I think we're going to have to follow along with third, too. This is going to be a battle for your podium positions right now between Doug Newbegin, Derek Stanley, and Alex Bell. Sean Howell is currently clocked out, but it definitely looks like they are gaining on him just a little bit every lap, and then also losing a little bit every lap.
Well, with Doug getting in the wall right there, a little bit. Remember, we only got about 4 laps until the end of the stage right now, and we got 5 points on the line if you can win this, and we got 3 drivers all fighting for it. It's only third race of the year, and we still have these people fighting for every last point they can get out of this.
I mean, that's the thing. Every single point counts here. Not just in TNT, but in general here with oval racing. Every single point counts. Trying to get into that lead as much as possible, whether it be leading the most laps, getting the stage win, or just hoping to get the win in general. You have to be in the right place at the right time and put on a good show every week if you want to make sure that you can win. And we saw that last season, especially towards the end. Brandon Howe joined in late, but managed to finish second in the points because of how many times he won and was able to put on a good show for everybody. So you have to keep that in mind, and I think that's the kind of thing that these guys are all afraid of right now and are trying to avoid.
We even had that last year. I think Sean was in third place at Homestead, and his car just fell off. I think he lost position to me and the A-Truck right at the end there, and if he would have lost it just 2 more spots, he would have lost the championship. So, like, right now, Sean's probably fighting as hard as he can, knowing that any point he can muster right now will matter later on in the season. And he's not going to let Bell or Derek pass him.
Absolutely not, but we're seeing this right now, definitely heating up. We're on lap number 33 of 101. Stage lap is 35, and we have seen Alex Bell close that gap from almost half a second down to just 0.2 and 0.1 in certain cases. You can watch up in that top left corner of your screen. Keep an eye on that as we're seeing Alex Bell, even with his damage, close that gap every single time he gets around. So I think it's going to really be a big gun for the finish now, as it's only 2 to go.
One thing is, if you have the right angle, you may be able to see it. Jeremy Jones has driven up to the 4th position. He's the lap down, but he is really trying to get his lap back the hard way here at the end. I don't think he's going to make it, but this caution, he's going to make sure he's the first car a lap down. But watch him, ladies and gentlemen. If he can drive up to 4th from last place in 30 laps, he's going to be a fight for the finish.
He absolutely is there in that windshield deep Silverado. And we are now on lap number 35. It's the conclusion of this lap that is going to allow us to go to our stage. We now follow along on the exit at turn number 2. We see Alex Bell trying to do anything he can to get on the inside of Sean Howell there. He just doesn't have it, but you can see how tight that gap is. He dives down low, trying to make something happen. He's on the bottom. He's almost got it, but can he pull the crossover? He can't, and it looks like Sean Howell is on the outside. Here comes down the dash to the finish. He blocks him. He doesn't have it, and Alex Bell takes home the stage win after losing it earlier on.
I can't believe he made that stick. He was driving on the apron. That was incredible passing by Bell. I don't know if he saved it. I don't know what he did, but that was, I don't know if maybe Sean overshot the corner, but that was some incredible driving by Bell to make Sean believe he was going to get it. And then right at the last turn, oh, that's just for the stage. I can't wait for the race win.
Absolutely. I'm going to let these guys go and go through a pace lap real quick to make sure that they can run through, and then I'm going to bring up our stage winner here because, wow, what a run he's had, and I think right now he definitely gets a chance to shout out his sponsors and everybody else that keeps him running because this is the kind of stuff that keeps our leagues rolling.
Yeah, once he enters pit road, we're going to bring him up here. I know he's probably making some pit strategies right now, so we don't want to mess him up, but I don't know how he did. I've talked about it a little earlier that it seems like the bottom line just isn't working, and even if Sean overdrove the corner, the man was on the apron. There's no grip down there, and he made it stick. That to me is incredible driving by Bell, so I don't know if he's just holding back. He's just waiting, seeing what his car can do, but that is some incredible driving right there.
It absolutely is. He has a lot under control, and it just shows the kind of talent that's behind the wheel. You know, part of the reason I don't like to bring these guys up almost instantly is because in one of our previous races in CASCAR, I brought up the stage winner under pit, and it caused him to get a penalty just because I brought him up. So I want to make sure that we avoid that here tonight as we watch the battle off of pit lane. Not that camera angle, please. There we go. So let's go ahead and bring up Alex Bell and see how he's doing. Alex, it's Nolan straight up in the booth. Do you read me?
Yes, sir.
You just got yourself a stage win. How are you feeling?
Man, this is a hell of a good battle between me, Sean, and Derek. All three of us were damn near on top of each other that entire run. Like I said, shifting definitely came into play there, so that made for a good finish. But, yeah, dude, feeling good. This is some fun-ass racing regardless of the outcome here.
Absolutely.
Sir, I want to know, how did you make that apron stick? You dove in, stuck it on the apron in the turn, and completed the pass. Like, how did you make it stick down there?
No, just kind of BS it in practice a lot. I do that to a lot of people just to see what the hell would happen if I just kind of like threw it on there on the apron and shifted. And it stuck more than I thought it would, but I think what gave me the stage win is Sean kind of completely blew the corner and was out in the marbles. But yeah, thanks to practice and all the BSing we did, I figured out that could possibly work, and it did.
Now the question is this kind of be a play that everyone is going to be expecting out of you, now that they know that you can dive down it as a last-second resort?
Oh, well, you know, they might know that I can do it, but they probably can't do it as good as me. But hopefully it doesn't come down to that in the first place. That was just kind of a last-second Hail Mary to get a stage win. Hopefully we can just keep this thing out in front, and we can avoid that.
Absolutely. Well, I have to ask, are you going to be gunning for a championship this season? Because it sure seems like you're driving like it.
Yeah, man, this is you know, I'm really good friends with everyone here in this group, so it's a fun place to race. I love it. I didn't really expect to compete for a championship, but these first couple weeks has been really consistent finishes, and I've been up front a lot. So if the cards are playing that way for me to go for a championship, I sure as hell will.
Yeah, well, we appreciate all the driving you do, and we appreciate the excitement you're putting on here for us. But like I said, that was an incredible battle. That was an incredible move. I expect to see it again later this race.
I'm hoping so, man. Y'all have fun up there. Enjoy this.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Alex. I appreciate it. Good luck.
Yep, y'all have a good one.
All right. Well, as we're ending the pace car thing, one thing I noticed is Jeremy Jones is actually 2 laps down right now. I'm not sure how many laps he fell down trying to complete his car, but it looks like Mitch Muma got the lucky dog there. So, like I said, I think Jeremy was trying to unlap himself the hard way, and I think he's still going to do it.
Man, that is just unfortunate to be caught up in something like that and just not be in a good spot to keep going. I mean, I got to feel bad for him. I mean, it's definitely impressive the kind of stuff he can do. So I think we're going to be seeing him as a contender a little bit later on in this race, especially if we see any more cautions.
Yeah, he's just a couple cautions away. I mean, go in on the restart, and we can see what happens.
Well, the pace car off when we hit the line. It's green flag racing, and there we go. We see Alex Bell off to a great start. Looks like Sean Howell was a little bit sleepy on that restart there. They hit the line, and they went, and he did not go as fast. We see Derek Stanley hoping to capitalize on that opportunity as he's diving down low to see if he can make something stick. However, Sean definitely has the position as we see Doug Newbigging going along the outside of Stanley, hoping to make something happen. And he's almost there as they now run down the backstretch into turn number 3.
Excited to see what Doug can do up here. I think he finally has a little bit of track position. It looks like he's going to take the position over Derek. I want to see if he can get up there against Sean and Bell and bring the fight, as Sean is not done. And here goes Sean to the inside of Bell. Oh, he wants that lead back.
He absolutely does. Diving down there in turn number 2, sliding up just a bit. That was close there to that rear bumper. Hopefully he won't be spinning him out anytime soon as they battle side by side down the backstretch here at New Hampshire. Going into turn number 3, here they go. Going, guys, to all the fans. I wish that we could be there and in kind of a person and see everybody all happy and jumping up excited for this fantastic racing as Sean Howell almost has a position riding down low. Alex Bell, he squeezes him just a little bit. Bell still gets the lap lead. He is not giving it up anytime soon as best he can.
Well, look at the closeness between this. I was telling you earlier, we'll give as much room between bumpers, but side panels is a different story. I don't think you can fit a paper between these two guys. I'm surprised they haven't even hit yet, but it just shows the aggressiveness they're doing, but the cleanness we're doing here. No one's bumping each other, no one's hitting each other out of the way. And it looks like Sean dives in there to try to complete the pass, but the crossover from Bell is right there.
Whoa, that was close.
Back.
Oh, man, just the side-by-side action we're getting here for the league. It just slowed them down enough for Doug to catch up. That's going to be Newbigging now, looking to the outside there of Sean, hoping to make something happen as Sean dives down low again, hoping to make something out of the exit of 2. He's got the position as of now, but the question is, will he be able to hold on to it? And right now, I don't think he can. Not due to lack of his driver's skill, but these guys are just fighting. And it is impressive to see. And I'm really glad right now we have not seen that iRacing netcode bump you and all of a sudden you're going up into the atmosphere kind of force. So it is good to see these guys right there. And you can see Alex right on the bumper of Sean as they enter turn number 1.
Oh, they're giving everything they got, but this is just classic racing right here. This is the crossover move after crossover move. Someone dives in, tries to take the lead, the other person will cross over underneath, they'll change it next lap. You don't even know who's going to lead each lap because you never know who's going to get the better run off. And you never know who's maybe just going to overdrive the corner just a little bit. It looks like Bell's kind of conceding right now. I think he overheated his tires a bit with a couple of these things. But we still got Doug right there ready to pounce whenever he can. And Bell's not going to be able to save much because if he wants to save, he's going to have to give the spot up to Doug. But I don't think he wants to give up that spot yet.
No, definitely not. And I think that's definitely something we're seeing right now out of Bell is to just ease off a little bit. He kind of realized that, you know, as much as a good show he's putting on, he's almost got the lead. If he keeps fighting like that, they're both going to lose their tires, and neither one of them's going to get the win. So I think if they both kind of cool it just a little bit, that's the idea, is to eventually come back and put on a great show as soon as their tires are going, and we're going to have a big slipping battle right at the end so we can have a great 101st lap trying to get a win.
I'm a little concerned right now. Sean has seemed to drive away from everyone just a little bit. I mean, we saw Sean drive away last time, but what happened? He burned up his tires and fell back. So we're going to see what's going to happen there. But one thing I want to bring a little attention to is, remember I said who got the lucky dog? Well, look who's in 5th place right now. Our sleeper pick, Mitchell Muma. He just passed Alex the lap before. He's coming up fast. Like I said, he got the lucky dog. I think he restarted 11th, and he's up to 5th already. He's hungry for a win, especially after the first lap crash. He's coming back with a vengeance.
Absolutely. We saw him actually a really big contender over in Kansas for the win. So I think right now he wants to get back up into that lead spot, and it definitely shows the skill that he has behind the wheel to come back from, you know, lower field all the way up into 5th. He's got to get behind, he's got to get around, I should say, not behind Derek Stanley there, and then eventually around Doug if he wants to really be up there. But he is definitely close, and closing that gap is important. But even right now, I think he'd be plenty happy going up to 5th after his first lap incident.
Well, I wonder if there's going to be any little team games. Right there, you got Mitch and Derek teammates. I think if Mitch has come with a head of steam, I don't think Derek's going to hold him off too much. But the other thing is, Doug and Mitch are really good friends. They race all the time together as well. They're not on the same team, but I can see an aggressive battle between those two coming up. But that's not if Bell doesn't get passed by Doug right now. But you just see the accordion effect. They're all coming together, and it's going to be a great fight for who gets second out of this and tries to chase down Sean while I think he's burning up a little bit right now with his tires, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost got a second lead. He's definitely up to 0.75 right now. That's a huge gap, especially in stock car racing, so we're going to definitely be keeping an eye on that one. But yeah, you're totally right. I think Doug is closing up the gap there to Bell just a bit, and it just depends on what everybody is going to do when it comes down to it. His tires right about now are going to be starting to lose their grip, and everybody's going to start sliding, and who has the best throttle control is going to be your leader.
Yeah, I think right now we're just, it's the middle of the race. Usually the first couple laps, everyone tries as hard as they can to try to get as many positions as they can. Right there, everyone's right there. But when you get into this thing, you're kind of just letting off the gas a little early to be easy on your brake. You're not trying to accelerate as hard. You're trying to save your tires. You don't want to overheat them. You don't want to burn them up too fast, because if you burn them up, you will be in pain near the end, unless you try to short pit, which we haven't even talked about that. We don't know what the fuel strategy is right now. We don't know how long these cars can run as Doug tries to look inside.
Yeah, he's definitely looking inside there.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of strategies that may come out here. There's been strategies in every race. Seems like every week is almost some fuel strategy out there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here as Doug is going on the inside.
He's definitely looking now. Oh, he's almost got it. Just barely avoids it. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the rear bumper cam of Alex Bell there and see what it's like, as this must be what he sees filling up his rear view mirror. A giant Chevrolet Silverado coming at him every single corner. Think about it. These guys are going at least 160 down this straight. I say 160 because I'm trying to factor in tire wear there. But, I mean, they are close as they dive down through. It is incredible to know that these guys are not slamming into each other right now, as this is fast.
As a driver, this is the one thing you don't want to see. You do not want to see a faster car in your rear view mirror, because you never know. Every corner they're going to dive underneath you. You never know what moves they're going to pull. You are just constantly looking in the rear view mirror wondering, are they going to dive this corner? Are they going to dive this corner? And then you got the fear of, if they dive under that corner, they're going to overdrive it. Do you need to change your lane to try to adjust to it? You never know what's going to happen. But unfortunately, Bell's probably looking in his rear mirror. He's not looking at his windshield as much, so it's going to hurt their speed a little bit. And maybe Sean can get away further now as they start fighting, as Derek Stanley and Mitchell Mumar are trying to enter this fight as well right now.
Absolutely. I would say that one of the things as I look for as a driver, I'm not very good. I'll keep that in mind. But you look in that rearview mirror, as long as you're seeing somebody there, it puts pressure. So that might be one of the plays right now that someone like Doug is looking into. Same with Derek Stanley, is if they can fill up that rearview mirror for lap after lap after lap. Even if you're a good driver, that can get intimidating to know that you're doing good, but someone is doing just as good as you. So right now, I imagine everyone's feeling a little bit of pressure right now from that person behind them.
I feel like the person feeling the most pressure right now is Doug and Derek right now. If they got someone slower in front of them, as everyone hits the wall. Bell and Doug bounce off the wall, and here comes Mitch and Derek taking the positions away as they can.
Derek Stanley up into third. There he is. Mitchell Muma looking to the inside, too. Up now into fourth. That forces Doug back. That is not going to be good for his race. Now as they go down the backstretch, see if Mitchell can make something happen. He's got that inside line. Is Derek going to let him have it? Oh, kind of. Not really. As he rides that bottom, I just don't know if it's going to be the right kind of battle they want to make right now, especially his teammates.
Yeah, like I said, they were looking too much in their rearview mirror. They overdrove the corner trying to see what the other person would do. Damaged their cars. We're about to see what damage does. It looks like Bell and Doug are okay. These short tracks can take a little bit of damage, but Doug, the biggest loser of that, losing 2 positions and almost a 3rd position to Alex. But seems like Bell was able to keep his position, but I don't know what kind of damage is going to be on his car from that. That was a big hit.
It absolutely was. I imagine his steering is probably a little bit messed up right now. But you can see, I think everybody's in a very similar boat. You see Alex Forget there. The right side of his truck is damaged. I think Sean definitely has some door damage. Mitchell looks pretty clean for right now. Derek, I think, skimmed the wall once or twice earlier in last stage for sure. So everyone right now is in a pretty good spot for damage, and I think pretty equal for the most part.
Well, the thing is, a lot of these guys have fast repairs, so if they need to take that fast repair on the last pit stop to make sure their truck is 100% to the finish, they're going to take it. Unfortunately, Mitch does not have that advantage right now. He has to drive as clean as possible. He can't accidentally overdrive a corner a little bit and scrape the wall because there's no second chance for him already. His second chance is done after turn 1.
Absolutely, and it looks like Doug is definitely struggling right now on corner exit. That is another very close hit to the wall. I mean, I think that these guys are definitely having to keep an eye on that right now because if they keep getting into that, they're going to start getting wheel issues, and then they're going to be even slower than they were before. And you hate to see it with guys that have been consistently fast, with people like Doug Newbegin there after his maiden win over at Kansas. And you see everybody else, that's giving Mitchell Muma, who did not get a win yet this season, a really big chance to finally go up to the front and make something happen. Is it looks like Alex Bell has closed up the gap right now to Sean Howell by a lot.
I can't believe it. The man hit the wall trying to defend off Doug Newbiggy and then drives a second away from everybody. This man, I don't know, maybe the damage did a little help to his car, but he has definitely stepped it up these past couple laps. He's chased down almost a second down from Sean, and he's looking for the lead with about 41 laps to go.
We're going to head inside there of Alex Bell and see what he's doing right now as we bring on our onboard content, sponsored by Four Globe Media here on twitch.tv/4globe. As we dive down into turn number 1, seeing what's happening. This is what these guys see every single time they go through, and it is impressive to know how much confidence they have behind the wheel. You can hear that throttle control he's trying to do, trying to avoid the wall, how much he's moving that wheel. It's all stuff to watch so that you can get a good idea on how they do it.
Well, side note here, we're going to have some pit stops coming up because my tracker showed me that Brady Floyd has pitted. He's an early pitter. He worked out almost for Phoenix for him last year until he got turned, but we're going to see pit stops coming up here as Bell is trying to get inside the minor.
He bumps him. He bumped him. Going into turn number 1, Alex Bell bumps Sean Howell. Oh, goodness. Let's get that off there. Wow, what a move. But it looks like it did not play out.
He's trying the Kevin Harvick strategy. You push him into the corner, they run high, you sweep underneath. Unfortunately, Bell overdrove the corner too. Oh man, look at the fight they're having right now, and it's bringing Derek and Mitch even close to them. We're going to have a 4-battle lead here soon if these guys keep it up.
Honestly, this is the kind of stuff you live to see. And that is the great thing, is it's almost like this every single week here at the Tuesday Night Truck League. So thank you very much to Tuesday Night Truck League for putting on this fantastic league here at the TNT 101.
Like I said, I'm a driver for this. I am only driving 2 races this year plus the All-Star race, but I look forward to every race I do with these guys. They're super competitive. They're super fun. Everyone's clean. You never know what you're going to get. I think when you look at the stat, we've had, I think 10 different winners in 16 races. Anybody has a shot to win any week.
Absolutely. We see right now, looking at the laps since pit, I have that a little bit as an option there. We see Brett Murphy now going into the pits too. It looks like Quinn Gingrich, Brett Murphy now are both at 0, so they pitted this time. Brady at 2. And we see the particularly low ones there of Jeremy Jones at 16. Is this going to be an opportunity for him to come back a little bit? 10 laps shorter than everybody else who's on 26, or even Andrew Nichols there, who's running a 10th with 31 laps since his last pit.
Unfortunately with Jeremy, I think he took the wave around. I think he was banking on an early caution. That didn't come out. He's now looking 3 laps down with his thing. I know he has a fast truck. We all know that. But unfortunately, I think he wanted to save his fast truck and went a couple laps down trying to repair the damage. Unfortunately, that's one of the sad moments when one of the best trucks is out early.
Absolutely, and honestly, that's something we've been seeing a lot this season so far with Jeremy, which is unfortunate. He's such a good driver, and can wheel his truck around. So seeing him, stuck down here is just unfortunate. That's been every race so far. But I think that it's going to be his time. His time's going to come eventually. So he'll get up there and start winning races soon. But it's just going to take some time.
That's one thing that these drivers need to look out for. Yeah, he's getting involved in wrecks and he's hurting his thing, but once he stops doing that, the man is going to click off wins like there's no tomorrow. These competitors better enjoy this time because soon enough we're going to see multi-winner Jeremy Jones showing up here soon enough.
Absolutely, and this brings up the really big question of who is good at what tracks when it comes down to it. I can only think of their last season at Auto Club. It was Alex Forget who held off Brandon Howe for the win, was it not?
It was. I remember talking to Brandon Huff after the race, asked him what happened. He said he just couldn't get around Alex. He was too good. He had that high line ripping every corner, and he did not know a single way to get around him. And remember, Brandon Huff at the time was a 7 KI rating. He couldn't get around Alex. That just shows you the skill level that some of these drivers have at these tracks, that they can show up the best of this service. and get a win in this league.
Absolutely. That is the best stuff to watch. You know, it's who is going to be good where, and it looks like Sean Howell and Alex Bell currently have their strengths here at a track like New Hampshire. We're going to have to make sure we keep an eye on them in the next couple of short tracks, too, because it's going to be interesting to see if these guys are out front or if they're just that skilled to be out front the entire time.
And look at that, the surprise pit by Bell. He didn't even call it out. He jumps down pit road. Now, how will everyone else react? Because these fresh tires are going to mean a ton right now, especially with only 31 laps to go. It's about an average pit cycle, but we're going to see. And unfortunate news, ladies and gentlemen, Quinn Gimmick has manually disconnected. I don't know what happened to him, but it looks like another DNF for Quinn. I know he's had a hard season. Hopefully he can turn around soon enough.
Definitely. It is always unfortunate to not see that 48 truck coming in. It looks like a lot of these guys are starting to slow down just a bit there. But the one interesting thing I think about this track the most is the actual tire fall off. It's only about a second and a half to, maybe second and 3/4 compared to the about 2.5 second fall off we see at almost every other track. So it begs the question, is it really worth it to go in for tires all the time? You never know.
Well, I'm looking at these things, and I think the tire fall off might not be as bad as you can see. Sean Howe set his fastest lap of the race on lap 65. That is incredible that near the end of a run, he's running his fastest time. Now, I know fuel dies off a little bit, but he's been progressively running the exact same lap almost every lap.
For sure, and now I think we definitely heard about Alex, what he was talking about earlier with that low RPM. It's almost like the truck sound died out there as we went through turns 1 and 2. You could barely hear him as they have to slow down that much more as Jeremy Jones is trying to battle around the outside for the position as Derek Stanley now goes in after he was able to lead a lap, and that is going to allow Doug Newbinging to now go up and take the lead and lead his lap as we see Brady Floyd there trying to get himself unlapped.
Well, you see right there, Brady Floyd pitted early. And I just talked about how tires seem not to be that big of a difference, but look at the difference between Brady and Bell. I don't think they were that close before pit stops, and now you have Brady this high up in the standings. So, let's see if it's going to pay off for Brady. I don't know. He pitted a tiny bit early. He's going to have a little more worn tires, but if the fall-off's not as bad as we think it is, he might have just put himself back up in this fight for the win.
Definitely, and one person that pitted a lot earlier is going to be Andrew Nichols there. He pitted in way earlier, and now he's up into second, and I can only wonder how long he's going to hold on to. So if we open up our driver stint tab here, we can see he pitted 40 laps ago. That's a while, but that was definitely earlier than a lot of the other guys, at least 10 before. So I wonder how much longer he's going to be up here trying to hold on to it and maybe get some laps led.
Well, I think he's just trying to last as long as possible. He's just hoping for a caution right now. He's hoping for anyone to spin out, anything to happen that can trap a lot of these good guys lap down. And he can take full advantage of that, but unfortunately, whenever his time comes, he's going to have to pit, and he's going to lose a little bit of time to the rest of his competitors.
Absolutely. That's just part of the, interesting part of what makes racing what it is. You just never know what's going to be happening. And, and that allows people like Ben McDonald right now, who we've seen be extremely fast in our last 2 races there, currently at Kansas and at Nashville. He's currently struggling right now, got a lot of damage. He was unfortunately involved with a netcode incident in both accidents that he's been in. But right now he's running in third. Part of it is due to pit strategy, but it's good to see him up here in a podium position once again.
Now, unfortunately, it looks like it's already hurting Brady. Brady has already lost position to Mitch and Alex already. I mean, he got the track position with that pit strategy, but it looks like he is starting to die off fast. Hopefully he's just saving his tires and knows it's a little bit more worn, but he has a hungry bunch of trucks right behind him. Derek Stanley, Brett Murphy, and Jacob McMillan, a name we haven't talked about much today. They're ready to pounce as his tires seem to heat up and fall.
Oh, and we just see Bradley Brandon takes out Jeremy Jones.
He saved it. He saved it.
Oh my God, we got to get a replay of that one. Wow, okay. By no means does that look intentional, but my goodness. Let's go and watch that again here. Going into turn number 1, Jeremy comes down. Bradley, it looks like he's braking a lot later and just clips his bumper. Look at that, though. He's able to hold on to it, clips the wall. Oof, even more damage for him. But he's able to go from there. Doesn't, get super in the way. Almost takes out Belk there. Very close, but is able to get through. Man.
I'm hearing the radio chatter right now. Jeremy Jones is calling out his shot right now. Oh, man. Bradley needs to run before Jeremy catches up to him.
You know, we have not really seen a lot of this 95 truck so far today. It's interesting to now see him, you know, finally get involved in something, but I think right now he really does need to run, as you're saying. That, it did not look intentional, but I don't know what's been going on between those two, and it did not look pretty.
No, I don't think there's any animosity between the two of them. I think 95 just drove in a little bit too hard. It unfortunately hit a lap car. That kind of happened, but oh man, this is some flavor that's going to be added to this race. It's not the finish we want to see, but that 95 has a big target on the back of his truck right now, and he better watch out, especially from someone that, if they're 2 laps down, they don't got much to lose right now.
Absolutely. You were saying before, though, Jacob McMillan, somebody we have not seen a lot of, currently running down in 10th. He's definitely looks like he's got a fast truck right now as he's closing up on time to Brett Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about much today. He's had a very quiet race. He's been just relaxing, driving up there, but he's starting to catch up to Brady. He's been racing right behind Brett. I'm a big fan of Jacob McMillan. I want to see him do well. There's been a couple races I've really seen him shine as a great driver. I mean, I think he's still trying to learn, trying to get the hang of all this stuff. I know with his schooling, he hasn't had much time to race as much as he wants to, but this is a league where people like Jake get to shine and show off what he can do as a racer each week.
Absolutely. You know, even just being able to contend in these races and put on a good show does make something a lot more interesting each week. And especially with a community like ours that we have here in Tuesday Night Trucks, it's a great place to be because everyone respects each other no matter your speed out on track.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has a chance to win. You never know who's going to win, especially that's why we have the different amount of races we have. We try to pick every race that can maybe adjust to everybody's style. I mean, we had a dirt race last year. We just see everything we can do. But yeah, every week you never know what's going to happen. As we got a fight right now between Brady, Brett, Jake, and Bradley. It looks like they're shaping up for a good fight here. As Brady's just his truck. It paid off in the short run, but unfortunately, we're getting these long runs. I am very impressed. These drivers are trying the apron now. It looks like they watched Bell's finish. Trying to recreate them on their own each lap.
You know, and that's the risk you have to take. I think Brady is definitely eating up his tires right now, but it was working out for him, but I think right now he's kind of seeing it's not working out so much anymore. He's definitely slowed down. That's Brett in the wall, though. He's got the position for the lap, but that is very close, and he has to make sure he closes that. Otherwise, Brady's going to do anything he can to take it. As we see Doug Newbegin going into the pits while leading. It looks like he finally had to go in for his pit stop. And that is going to put Sean Howell into the lead, if I'm not mistaken, as he slides through turn number 4 there.
Yeah, I mean, Sean's run a good race right now. He seems like he's been saving his tires much. He got a decent gap between Bell. I don't know what kind of entrance and exit he had, but he came out right. I mean, he went into pits about right in front of Bell, and he came out about a second ahead of him, even while staying out longer. So that just shows you good entrance and good exit of pit can be a mile. Oh man, we have a wreck on the backstretch. Oh,
who's involved? Who's involved?
It's Brady and Jake. We were just talking about them. They got together on the backstretch and they spun.
Let's go and rewind that, and we can take a look and see what happened here at New Hampshire. Oh goodness! Only caught the aftermath live. And from what I'm seeing right now before we go live here, it's not pretty. Let's go and take a look now. As we're leaving turn number 2, we see Brady Floyd abusing that apron. Slides up the track, and it looks like he just keeps going, and Jacob is there. Jacob has no idea what's coming for him. He slides. Yeah. He's able to hold on to it for there. Snaps around on him, though. Slams on the brakes, trying to slow down and not get in his way. And at least they are off the racing surface, so nobody else is involved.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been in situations of both those. As Jake, you're just mad as anything because you had the spot, you were running your line, and the person just chops up and hits you, and you're going to be mad at that situation. But also, you got to feel for Brady here. He's naturally used to just the guys naturally going up against the wall as early as possible, but Jake didn't. So, unfortunately, that's an assumption by Brady, and I think he didn't catch it in time. He thought he was going to go up against the wall. He thought he had just that little bit of extra space, and he just did, and he got into it. But now this is going to shape up to a 15-lap dash to the finish where we're going to see everyone on fresh tires, all bunched together. We're going to see some great racing here, folks, and we're going to maybe see if anyone does some strategy as Bell beats Sean off pit road.
He does ever so slightly. So close. Wow, is Doug Newbegin there after his early pit stop, early to this caution, that is now up into the lead, and Andrew Nichols right there is running in second. We take a look at our driver stint there. Nichols is only on 6-lap old tires, Newbegin on 2. I don't think this could have played out any better for them.
I mean, what a strategy by these guys. They stung out as long as possible, pitted, and now they're going to have the freshest tires and the front of the pack. Like, who would have saw that coming? This entire race is just caught the caution at the right time, and now they're running 1 and 2 with probably a restart with only like 10 laps to go.
Absolutely incredible. Let's go and bring up Doug, actually. He's going to be leading the field to green. I want to see what his thoughts are. Doug, it's Noah and Lucas up in the booth. How are you doing?
They're doing good.
Well, it looks like you are on 3-lap old tires and leading the field.
These are old. I literally pulled off pit road as soon as the caution came out.
What a position you are in. The timing could not have been better. Are you excited to be leading this field after you've been, battling for third for a lot of this race?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm faster some of them, especially Alex and Sean seem to lose a lot in the longer runs. So I'm hoping I can maybe try something to happen with clean air. I definitely do think I have something for the field, but we'll see.
All right, you are in a very good spot to continue racing here. What are your thoughts on this track surface? It's a New Hampshire. It's a very flat. You've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, I've been running pretty much everywhere this whole entire race, or the bottom, top, wherever. Just having fun, searching for stuff, just kind of blocking people. The usual stuff in New Hampshire.
Yeah, we've seen you all over the place. Is there a preferred line? We've seen people run almost against the wall. We've seen people on the apron. We've seen people in the middle track. Is it every corner you just kind of got to pick and say, I think this line's going to work, or is there a definite dominant line out there right now?
I mean, the leaders, they run where that black line is. I see them once in a while, they'll go actually above it, which personally to me, I think that's missing the corner, personally, if I go above that black stuff. I've been running it 2 different ways. I've been trying to do what Jeremy does. That seems to be helping me a little bit on longer runs, but I just kind of do my own thing here and there. Seems to work pretty nicely, so we'll see how it does.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Doug. I do appreciate it. We're about to go green here, so good luck.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, and with that, we're seeing the pace car now. It pulls off onto pit road as we head down through. Wait for it, and there's the line green flag. And away we go here at the TNT 101 at New Hampshire. Alex fell on that start into the bumper there of the 29. Same with Sean Howell into the bumper, the 1 of Nichols. They're going 3 wide already into turn number 1 and now into 2. Nichols on the outside, and we see Howell in the middle, Belk on the bottom. Ooh, Sean almost loses it there on the exit of 2.
Oh man, what a terrible restart by the 1 truck by Andrew Nichols, but he's trying his best out there as we got a fantastic battle for the lead shaping up right now here between Doug and Bell as they're giving everything they got right now because they know this is for the win.
It absolutely is, sweet Doug. We see Doug out in the high line as Alex is able to squeeze down on that bottom. Oh, you can see that move there that Alex is able to pull, not letting him down. As they continue to run 3 wide here at New Hampshire, we see Sean absolutely struggling.
Oh, we have a wreck in the backstretch. Brett Murphy has been turned on the backstretch. Oh man, we were running 3 wide all over the place, but it's just a matter of time before someone was finally going to lose it.
Wow. All right, let's go and rewind and go and take a look and see what happened there. Damn. I mean, we've been seeing some fantastic racing here at New Hampshire. It is impressive to see not only the 3 wide action for now 2 laps. I mean, just incredible, some of these guys, what they can put on.
I mean, you're seeing it, everyone out there giving their best. You can see Sean just sliding everywhere for grip, and I think, unfortunately, that's what happened to Brett. He got a little loose, got into Alex, and I don't think Jake had anywhere to go right here.
I don't even see Jake involved yet. Oh, it looks like it snapped on Brett there. Get into Derek Stanley there, and then into Jake. Oh, man, that snap of the oversteer is what killed 2 more drivers out of that one.
Yeah, but this is what's good right now. I think all 3 of those drivers still have their fast repair, so they're going to be able to pit, get their fast repair done. They're going to be on a little bit fresher tires, but unfortunately, they're going to be in the back of the pack. They're going to have to try to work their way up. it's going to be a tough call for them, but this is what happens when you have the massive amount of racing we're having right now. It was 3 wide through the field. You don't even see that in any form of racing right now. You don't see these drivers trying 3 wide, but in this league, everyone's giving all they can for every position.
Absolutely. As we see Brett Murphy there taking no tires, fast repair only, as he beats Derek Stanley off of pit road. Man, that's a choice to make, especially after you spin there. I don't know if he's about to get a penalty after crossing that yellow line, but that is the kind of stuff it's so interesting to see right now, and this race is only going to be heating up here for these last 10 laps. I mean, that's even if we're going to have 10 after the pace car crosses the line.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to reset, reshuffle, see how it goes. Unfortunately, the biggest loser on that run was Sean Howe. Fell back to 7th. He had a bad restart, just kept falling back, kept overspinning his tires. But the biggest winner there, Mitchell Muma, up to 4th position. I can definitely see him sending it on the 1 and trying to get past 29. And he's going to try his best to go after Bell. It's going to be interesting to see if he can catch him.
Absolutely. Finally, he's going to have a good restarting position. He is going to be on the outside of road number 2. I mean, that is a good place to be, especially a track like here. Right? You know, you got the wall on the outside of you, sure. However, you're going to be able to go around a lot of stuff if we're seeing more incidents happen in the, entrance of the turn. So he's going to be in a great spot for that. And then, Doug is going to be on this in front of him. We already know that Doug Newbegin is good on the restart, so I think that this is just going to turn out real well. I think the person going to be struggling right now, especially after that one, is going to be Jeffrey Belk. He's got Andrew Nichols in front of him, who's on older tires. I think it's going to be another wheel spin issue.
I think the thing right now that Bell is thinking about is he knows he controls the restart right now. He can control whenever he goes. I think he's going to try his best to try to jump Doug, catch him sleeping, and then have Andrew Nichols spin his tires, and then Bell can just try to set sail as fast as he can. I think that's what he's going to try to plan to do, but it's very hard to try to make it for you jump the restart and mess up everyone else around you.
Absolutely. There, as we see the lights on the pace car are now off there with that Ford Mustang provided by iRacing.com. I want to give another thank you there to TNT, the Tuesday Night Truck League presented by NS Service, for putting on such fantastic races. Make sure you join them today so that you can participate in such fantastic racing out here that you're seeing here tonight.
One thing I'm also seeing is if this racing keeps amping up and we get one more caution out there, Jeremy Jones will be back on the lead lap, and we know what kind of truck he has.
Absolutely. That is a great thing to watch out for. So I think we're going to have to... We have a lot of tabs to keep on right now as we are going to be heading down the backstretch here at New Hampshire. The Magic Mile. Here at this flat track. Oh, it's so good to see all these guys out here in these trucks. It's now the pace car rounds turn 3. Going into 4 there. About to see it pull off. And we're going to be going green flag. There it is. Pace car about to pull off any second. There she goes. Pace car down pit road. Wait for it. Wait for the line. Green flag. Away we go. We see Alex. Yep, there he goes. You are totally right there. He is just gone. And we see Doug Newbegin is able to block Mitchell Muma there on the outside. However, he is still going to be pretty quick. Muma now up into 3rd. He's got the fresher tires there on Nichols. We see Belk trying to get somewhere. He's just locked there down on the bottom. Ooh, a little bit of wheel spin there onto Brett Murphy. We just saw there a little bit further back. Sean Howell invested in that, trying to make sure he can get through. This is going to be a tight battle as we're now rounding turn number 4. Alex Bell continues to lead the field as Doug Newbegin is trying to see if he can pull any kind of move to get anywhere.
Yeah, as Doug is coming right back. I wasn't expecting that from Doug, but he's coming back to fight him. And here comes Mitchell Muma, our sleeper pick. Oh, the 95's been hit, and he will save it.
Oh, he go! No, he takes out Derek Stanley.
Oh,
Absolutely
no.
just ruins him. Oh, my God. Oh,
I thought he had it saved. No, that's not Derek Stanley.
Oh, it's not?
It is Derek Stanley.
Oh, it is Derek Stanley. Oh, no.
Oh, and I thought that was Jake because Jake just keyed up said he's done. Jake has a blown motor now. They have similar trucks, and unfortunately, this is going to take out some great drivers today.
Oh, man. Right at the end, too. You can watch what happened here. We're following along right now with Derek Stanley. We see that a little bit of a bump there from Sean Howell into the 95 truck. Bradley there. Oh, just absolutely takes him out, gets into Brett Murphy. You know, Brett has nowhere to go. Jacobs is right behind him, slams into the rear of Brett, loses his engine.
Oh.
Darn Darn, man. So many good trucks. So many good trucks.
One thing I saw back there was the Jeremy Jones smashed his brakes as hard as he could. Remember, if you get any X's or anything, you do not get that lucky dog. So I saw him smash the brakes. He was not taking any chance that any of these guys would roll back down. But
honestly, can you blame him? I think now he's in a pretty good spot to not be a lap down, I believe, and he should be back on the lead lap here with. It's going to be a dash with like 3 to go when the pace car is done.
He is. He is taking his lucky dog, but I feel for Derek Stanley. He got in that first lap wreck with everyone else. I think he might have took his fast repair there.
Yeah.
And now he's just killed by someone else's mistake. And you feel for these guys. They're trying their hardest. You can race every lap perfect, but one person makes a mistake and it just knocks you out.
Oh, it's unfortunate. But we've seen some fantastic racing here at New Hampshire. It is impressive to know how well all of them have done. I mean, hats off to each one of them for not only being as fast as they are, but generally clean, too. This is a short track. I mean, I know it's a mile and bigger than, Martinsville or so, but still, being able to keep these things clean is impressive because you have to slam on those brakes all the time, and you don't want to give anyone any room as they will get by. So, hats off to them for being able to, at least run a fair amount of laps under green. I mean, this race has definitely been majority green.
Yeah, it's been clean, it's been fast, but unfortunately we just had I think this is our fourth caution of the day, but it's been a fantastic race, and we're going to see a green-white checker to the finish to see who's going to win this. I know Bell's fast, Doug's fast, Mitch has been our sleeper, and I'm not rolling out Sean. I know Sean's fallen is back in 6th place right now, but I'm not rolling him out from doing something to get back up there.
You are totally right. Sometimes you just have no idea. Anything can happen, especially at a track like this. You can just have another accident like that on the white flag, no caution, and everybody just goes. You never know.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm telling you right now, watch out for Mitchell Mumai. He's going to try something here at the finish. He wants that win. If you look at this right now, only Doug in the top 5 have a win. We have a huge shot for a first-time winner today.
We totally do. You make a great point there. Honestly, that's a really cool fact to think of. Just nobody up here having a win yet. Man. Wait, I thought Alex won last week, did he not?
No, Sean won last week, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is what happens.
Yeah. Bell's been knocking on the door for a win every week. He's gonna get one eventually, but he just needs something to go his way.
He definitely does, and I think this is the chance to do it. He is going to be starting on the inside lane. However, he does have a previous race winner right there on his outside, and he has plenty of fast trucks right behind him. However, we already know he's fast. We already know that he's led a ton of these laps. He is ready to go, but he has to make sure he does it right and make sure that he beats Newbigging off of this restart.
Yeah, we got a bunch. We got top 5. 4 of those drivers are hungry for a win. Doug is hungry for another win. Oh, we're going to see what these drivers will do for their first win in TNT.
We totally will now as we see the pace car rounding turn 4, pulling off, and hopefully for the last time, we go, and green flag! Away we go. Oh, Alex Bell is gone. We already see it. We see Mitchell Muma driving up the bottom. Hoping to take away second there from Newbigging. He dives it in deep. He's going to take it. He's got it. That's Mitchell Muma up into second. Newbigging caught up in third. Sean Howell up into fourth, however. He's going to do anything he can. Newbigging into the wall. Belt goes down low to avoid it. Almost 4 wide there for half a second as they're going 3. Entering into turn number 3. It's only going to be a white flag this time as soon as they cross almost 3. Yeah, there it is. 3 wide. Belk on the bottom. And Nichols in the middle and Newbigging on top. Alex Bell has this in the bag if he can complete this lap.
Yeah, I mean, Bell got a fantastic start. He was able to jump away. Mitch did everything he could to get a good start, but he just couldn't. But an incredible start by Sean Howell to get by 3 trucks right off the start, go from 6th to 3rd. But can he hold it for all those positions?
He has got Newbigging behind him and Nichols, who I already know is both of them absolutely going to dive bomb as hard as they can, but it looks like Howell has it in the bag as we see Bell rounding turn number 4 across the line. He goes and he pulls off to the side to just congratulate his team on a well-done win. Wow, Alex Bell takes home the victory here at the TNT 101 with Mitchell Muma pulling up in second and Sean Howell in third. Newbigging in 4th, and Nichols in 5th. What a race.
I was really hoping that somehow Mitch would be able to get a better restart on him, but he just couldn't, and Bell he nailed it. He did everything he needed to do for that win. Fantastic race by Bell. I don't know how many times he hit the wall, but he's still driving out there. He got a stage win. And, oh, now look at this. This is an interesting burnout right here.
Hey, he's got to celebrate that burnout.
Hey, it's a first-time winner. Another one, like I said earlier. We're now at 11 different winners in 17 races.
Wow. That is a great stat to have, and just shows the skill that everyone has and the effect that each track has on each different driver. Someone is good at one track, someone's good at another, and it just puts on a great show each week for everybody. Man, those burnouts are definitely well earned.
Oh, he's going to burn it down till the car dies. He's enjoying this the most he can.
I do not blame him one bit. Let's go and bring up your third place finisher, Sean Howell, as we continue to let Alex have his fun here. Sean, is Nolan Lucas up in the booth? Do you read me?
Yeah, I got a copy.
You got a fantastic third place finish. What a recovery you were able to make to finish back on the podium step.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little disappointing with third, but I guess when you're disappointed with third, it's a good thing. Did not want to see that caution around lap 80, I think it was. Whichever one put us back a little bit. Did not want to see that. We had a 1.5 second gap on Bell in the lead. But the caution flew, got put behind some old tire trucks, got stuck in the middle, got loose, put us back to 7th. Yeah, but we were able to recover for a podium, so it's not too bad.
I mean, you must have loved this track here tonight. I mean, you were just so fast for a majority of this race, and that recovery on the restart just shows how good you were here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting track to learn. It's really flat. Bell seemed to be fat. I was going the really short runs, but when we started having to shift, we had to start shifting about 20 to 30 laps into the run. That's where Bell kind of got faster than me during those runs. So that's why I like that pit stop put us into a nice 20, 30 lap run before the last caution. So yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was a fun track to learn. It was tight, short track racing.
How would you rate this track, Sean? I saw in the discussion this morning, you bought this track maybe 10 minutes before you signed up for the race. How would you rate this track, especially with how well you were leading and doing well when you just bought the track?
At first, I mean, it was tough I was very slow on the leaderboards at the beginning of practice, just trying to figure out this track. There's not too many tracks like this that are this flat and this just not a whole lot of banking and kind of similar to Martinsville. I mean, not in that sense, but just how flat it is, and it's hard to get past people on the inside. So you gotta be really protective on the outside. So I had to really pinch some people I think it was Bell. We got some net code, but we had to really pinch people if you're trying to pass on the inside to actually get clear people here. So it's a tough track to pass, but I mean, it was a pretty fun race.
Well, congratulations on that podium finish. Who do you have to thank for such a great race here tonight?
I just thank anyone watching the broadcast and all the sponsors that put this on.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Sean. I do appreciate it, and congratulations once more on the third place finish.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's go and bring up your second place finisher, Mitchell Muma, in the number 30 Toyota Tundra. Mitchell, it's Noah and Lucas up in the booth. Do you read us?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What a race you were able to have coming up to second after your first incident on lap 1. What a recovery. How'd you do it?
Well, New Hampshire, I really enjoy this track, so I think I just played in my hands there. And the whole shifting thing, I really got the hang of it when we had C-Fix a few weeks ago at New Hampshire. So I feel like the practice of doing that helped me in today's race. I was driving pissed off, and I'm not sure that helped. I heard there was a lot of net code. I do if Doug Newbigging is listening, I apologize for getting upset there. Wasn't your fault. It's just a racing deal. And so I don't know, just making sure I stay out of trouble after that, and just trying to make smart decisions. I know a few times I made it 4 wide, which is really risky on my part. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I had to pass, and passing's tough here. So.
Mitch, out there, you were my sleeper pick from the start. Right when the start happened, I knew you were fast here. I knew you were going to do it, and you showed it by finishing second. But I got to know, did you have anything for Bell? I know in that quick restart, he got away, and you were chasing him. You think you had anything for him, or was it just he was just on a new level?
Yeah, I think I did have something for him. I mean, Bell was a really good race car driver, and I know before the caution came out when we had that green flag pit stops, I was gaining on Sean and I was gaining on Bell about 2/10 a lap, and I was like, don't throw a caution. And then the caution came out, and that kind of because I was gaining on them, and I think I would have caught him at the right time. But I think if we had more laps, I might have had something for him. I've just been playing catch up most of the day. So I think the answer is yes, but it's just out of laps. Yeah.
Guys, hey, as my sleeper pick, you proved me right, and I was excited to see you come through the field after going to last place and a lap down after turn one.
Yeah. Isn't that insane? I felt like Superman. I felt like I was like Kyle Busch or something. Hopefully I didn't piss anybody off out there the way I was racing. It's a fun league. It's very competitive. I think every week we have like a different winner. I don't think we have many repeats, except when Brandon Huff was in here because he's just really, really good. It was kind of crazy. It was a crazy day. So.
Well, it absolutely was. I'm going to have to give you a chance to thank your sponsors here before we go and bring up our winner. Congratulations on the second place.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for the broadcast. Jerry, thanks for running this league. We miss seeing you racing out there. I don't really have any sponsors, but I am starting up a business next year. It's a media management business. So if you need your social media, managed or anything, when we're starting a business, look out for the website on our social media pages at Mitchell_Mumal, on Instagram, Twitter, or find me on Facebook or YouTube. So, and I want to thank just my teammates too. They were a huge help, bouncing off ideas. Ben, Jeremy, and Derek. I know Chris wasn't here today. I know he's watching, so shout out to Chris. I see you. But yeah, it was a good day. Thank you guys.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations once again on the second place finish.
Yep, thank you.
Well, I can't believe it, Lucas. I mean, what a man.
I told you at the start, he was a sleeper pick. I knew he was going to be strong here. I've raced with him here multiple times. I knew he was going to be strong, but the last to almost first challenge for the man was almost complete. I wanted to see it happen today.
I think that's a very understandable thing to say. I mean, that would have been the underdog story of the season, I think. But now it is time to interview our race winner, Alex Bell, in the number 15 Chevrolet Silverado. Alex
Welcome back, Bell.
Hey, he's got it. Oh, man. Alex, it's so good to see you. You got your race win. How are you doing?
Oh man, we're feeling pretty freaking hyped up. I don't want to cuss on the channel here, but got a little worried there with that little late race caution. It was going to be a good race there between me and the 38, but had a caution there with like 15 laps to go, so I thought it would get pretty stupid. But man, I'm hyped, man. I'm so excited to get my first win here in this series. This is a great feeling.
Yeah, I think your burnout definitely showed that with not only how long it was, but how much you absolutely burned it down.
Oh yeah, dude. Of course, love win races no matter what, man. But means that much more with a great group of guys like this.
Man, you were very fast tonight. How did you do it? How'd you pull it off?
Yeah, like I said, me and Sean were probably the two fastest guys, and had the caution not come out, it was going to come down to between us two, which is probably going to be that way for the rest of the season. I feel like he's super fast this season, it seems like. But yeah, we had the restart there after the last round of pit stops, and I restarted third, Sean fourth, and I knew this was going to be about getting ahead of him and hopefully steering clear of the traffic. And I was able to do that, and I'm not sure what happened to Sean, but he ended up back in like 7th or 8th, so that's pretty unfortunate that he didn't get a chance to get up there and race with me, but just survived some late race restarts and held on to it.
Yeah, Sean brought up the fact that when shifting came into play, you were unstoppable. How were you able to get it down? Were you able to shift down to third and get a good run off and shift back in? Because shifting at these tracks is incredibly difficult because at any mess up, you're spinning out.
Yeah, I think really the only reason I was able to do that is I just waited longer than everyone else to start shifting. Once you start shifting into third, you're going to burn your right rear off a lot more. So I would let those guys shift into third, burn up the right rear a little bit. You can see him come off the corners, slide, and then I would just wait an extra 5 or 6 laps to start doing it, so I'd have more right rear grip.
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense. You put on a fantastic show for us here tonight. Who do you have to thank for such a fantastic win here, Alex?
Yeah, like I said, thank you again to the diecast dude Keith Merrick on Twitter. Thank you to you guys for TNT group for putting on this series. This is a super fun place to come here and just have fun, regardless if we're wing races or not. Thank you to you, Noah, for putting on some great broadcasts for our fans out there, man. It's super cool to be a part of this.
All right, well, thank you very much, and congratulations once again on that fantastic race win.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Man, that's been our race here at the TNT 101. 101 laps of New Hampshire, a 1 mile short track oval, and I would think that we put on probably one of the greatest New Hampshire races of all time here on the iRacing service.
Oh, I've been watching racing since probably 1998, and I have not seen a race that exciting at New Hampshire. It's been a while at least, maybe at least 10 years, but the finish here, the amount of racing, the amount of 3 and 4 wide racing we saw there, and the great finish. I don't know what more you could ask for a series like this.
I really don't think you could ask for more with how impressive it was. I mean, constant drama across the entire field, accidents, that were very interesting to watch. It wasn't just, a single car spin. It was always something interesting happening. I mean, the constant battles, the 3-wide racing we saw at a short track, no less, and just the battle for the win that we had here tonight. I think that everyone can leave here happy knowing that they put on a great show for the fans out here tonight.
I think there's going to be a couple people leaving here a little angry. I think we've heard it from some of those people who thought they had a better race up ahead. They thought they could have done a little better. Or just the people who got tagged up in these accidents that weren't their fault. Like I got to say, give it a hand to Derek Stanley. Up front all day, ends up on his lid with a couple laps to go. But that's just how the season works. That's how racing works in general. Some weeks you can hit it, have a crash. But we know going to Atlanta, Derek was faster last year. He's ready to go back out and win a race.
He definitely is. Now let's run through our top 10 real quick to see who finished where. So obviously our race winner is going to go to Alex Bell, and second goes to Mitchell Muma. Third goes to the 38 of Sean Howell, who had a great race here tonight. Doug Newbingen finishes fourth, and Andrew Nichols in fifth. Alex Forget finishes in sixth, and Ben McDonald in seventh after a really tough race. Jeffrey Belk in his first start, the season starts in eighth. Then finishing out in ninth is going to be Brady Floyd, and then coming back for a top 10 finish is Jeremy Jones. Impressive work, Jeremy. I got to give that to you. I mean, what a great show to be able to finally come back from that. I mean, that's rough. Brett Murphy finishes 11th, and Jacob McMillan in 12th. Bradley Brandon finishes in 13th, and then in 14th is Derek Stanley. Quinn Gingrich rounds out the field after leaving early 40 laps down.
Yeah, I mean, let's give it a round of applause to Jeremy Jones. Man was 3 laps down, comes back, gets on the lead lap, and finishes in the top 10. That man can celebrate tonight. I know it wasn't the race he won. I knew he thought he could have done a lot better, but if you can recover from 3 laps down, you put on a drive today that you can be proud of.
Absolutely. Well, that has been the TNT 101 here at New Hampshire. I want to give a big thank you to TNT for putting on a great racing league that you can join here today for free, which is the great part, because this is some fantastic racing here, folks. And, well, with that, I want to thank my sponsors there at Pierce Graphics and thank Frankenstein Metalworks. I've been Noah Walter here on Switch.tv/4Club. This is the space for you, Strayer.
Oh, sorry. Still learning, guys, for broadcast. But yeah, Noah, thanks for having me on here. I want to thank everybody for letting me be here. Hopefully, my first thing wasn't as rough as I think it is, but hopefully I'll improve and get a little better. And thank you, Noah, and Twitch.tv/4Cloak for letting me come on here and have fun.
All right, we'll see you all next week, and make sure you tune in this Sunday to the Sterling Sim Racing Series. And with that, goodbye.